Welcome back to Chat Room. We're reacting to a Dave Ramsey video. The title of his video is I owe $75,000 on my truck, and I'm $22,000 underwater. I'm with my co-host Michael. Like, subscribe, watch our other videos. Let's get to it.
All right.
Jeremy's in Jackson, Tennessee. Jeremy, how are you?
Doing well. How are you, Mr. Dave?
Better than we deserve, sir. How can we help?
So I am trying to get rid of a massive amount of debt on a vehicle. It's approximately $75,000.
That's massive.
And I am $22,000 under trade-in value.
What kind of car is
how much I would. It is a truck. It is a 2021 Dodge Ram, and it was a false need that my wife and I felt we needed whenever we were getting ready to move.
Hold up, stop the video,
we
Michael.
thought we needed a truck.
So, being a fan of Dave Ramsey, I feel like this guy has watched this show before because he's kind of already giving like that doubt that that he shouldn't have bought it. He's saying like, you know, we went with our, like we thought with our, no, that's not the right words. He's like, we went with our like inner thoughts of like, we should get this car, you know, like it's going to be nice, blah, blah, blah. Like kind of not like skipping the whole path of can we afford it, stuff like that. So I know Dave Ramsey's going to be like, well, why'd you do that? And he's going to lay it to him. So
yeah, he's ready for some judgment.
Yeah. And, you can tell he knows he's going to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. But also side note, shout out Tennessee.
Exactly.
So, you know, yay, not always making the best mistakes, but you know, that's what we do.
Right.
In order to save money on a U-Haul and moving companies. So now
that's incredible.
That we're trying. Yeah. Now that we're trying to do the baby steps and get a hold of our debt, I understand that this truck needs to be gone.
What do you guys make a year?
Our net take home is approximately 105.
Holy gramoly.
Stop the video. Stop the video. Okay, so I already know where Dave, you could hear the shame in his voice because you got a $75,000 truck and then you got $105,000 income. Really nice income, actually. So,
well, he said collectively, so that's both of them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, still, you know, not bad, but
yeah, I mean, great, you know. Great for them. But the $75,000 truck, I mean, I don't know, like it doesn't.
Also, yeah, how much? So they said like they got it to save on moving cost.
Yeah,
and like towing. How much? Like I'm genuinely curious if they talk about their job, because how much moving were they expecting to do? If you're like in the military,
I mean, I'm guessing 80 tractors and bunch of hay bales and a whole container home and
I mean, like if it's
a month's worth of 40-foot trailer
occupation, sure, but I mean if it's literally like we move towns a lot,
yeah,
you know, then I'm just like start getting friends that aren't jerks with their trucks or rent. You know, I mean, U-Haul's pricey, but it's not going in debt pricey.
It's not. I don't know the moving cost of a $75,000 truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how much you would have to move in order for that to be a solid purchase.
I know.
Because that's not even buying like equipment or like a trailer or anything or people to help with it. It's just the truck.
Yeah.
So I would assume if you need that truck and you feel like that's a good purchase to move, like that just doesn't even really like make sense. But let's listen to more of the video, I guess, and get a more good picture of this.
Yeah, this reaction alone is killing me from him. So I'm curious
he's already fed up. He's got his hands up like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
75,000 on a Dodge pickup.
Yes.
Okay. And you looked up the trade-in value on Kelley Blue Book?
Yes.
And you got $50,000.
Yes.
Did you talk to a dealer?
Not yet, no. That's my next step is to go in and talk to a dealer.
Did you trade a negative equity into this thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, it was
'Cause
a
I didn't
very.
think that.
It
It's 2021. It wouldn't have gone down 25,000 yet.
No. You'd
No.
probably make money off
No,
of it.
it was a very poor decision.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
one
I
that
mean, that's an understatement.
one that obviously should have never happened.
That's an
Hey, can I stop it one more time?
Yeah.
You trade us.
Poor
So,
Jeremy.
right. So I guess technically the car year doesn't determine when he bought the car, but I'm going to assume that he bought that car within 2020, 2022, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's got to be recent.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know about now, but like 6 months ago, the used car market was booming. Like, you know what I mean? Like used cars, like were up, 10%. So that also is, I'm kind of with Dave Ramsey on this one. Like, are you sure you couldn't get back at least what you owed on the truck? You know what I mean? Because used cars, I mean, brand new cars are like kind of unaffordable for a little bit, and they still are to this day. But that's why I think the used car market is going so high, because I mean, really, the average workers, that's really all they can afford.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I guess like they were kind of alluding to though, and again, this is where I don't understand a lot. Not having this situation, but he said he went in negative to begin with, essentially. So I think. Yeah, even with their idea of like maybe it'd be okay, I guess that's why it's not.
Yeah. And just to clarify, that means he had a car that he already owed money on and traded it in for a newer car, correct? Or
yeah, that sounds right to me. But
yeah,
yeah.
I think that's the only way you could go in negative. In a car world.
Yeah.
Comment if we're wrong on that. Not financial advisors, just
yeah. Nah, yeah. But okay. I wonder if they have a solution for him.
All right, let's hear it.
$75,000 vehicle for a U-Haul rental. You really screwed. You really struggled. You're really struggling with math on that one. Yeah. So okay.
Amen.
Wow. Oh man, I'm so sorry. How old are you?
I am 26, as is my wife.
Okay. You have any money? No, I guess not. No money?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
Like none saved yet.
I mean, it's 26. That's.
Is this a Hemi?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you are in Jackson, Tennessee. Okay. So here's what you need to do first is you need to learn a lot about the Dodge Hemi truck market. I don't know a lot about it, but the truck market in general is way up, and it's not as up as far as it was a few months ago. And because of the electric car craze and the threatening of doing away with nice big engines in trucks, stuff like the Hemi have an unusually good popularity. Because those of us that are rednecks that burn gas, we want a big old honking gas engine, and that one is. Okay. So the good news is you kind of got a cult truck. You got a truck that a certain segment of the population thinks is unbelievably cool. You follow me? So I want you to poke around and find that nuanced segment of the population, and let's figure out what they are paying for a Dodge with a Hemi in it.
Stop. So first of all, I really don't know a lot about Dave Ramsey, but hearing him say Tennessee and then calling him like rednecks like ourselves, I was like, oh, okay, this explains a lot. But John, you're a truck owner.
Yeah.
How much does this feel like real to you? Because I mean, you do have like electric vehicles on the horizon.
Yeah.
But you definitely have a lot of people that are kind of like gas till I die, or at least like until the technology really catches up.
Yeah.
So do you know, like, are you familiar with like the niche and popularity of like the truck market specifically?
I mean, no and yes. I mean, I know like construction workers, farmers, and I'm assuming that's where he's going with the whole redneck situation.
Yeah.
Those guys, you got guys that are, are hauling hay, they're hauling excavators, they're, basically doing that genre of work. Those guys don't see any electric in their their vision. for at least like 5 to 10 years. Also, like, you know, a lot of these guys, they've grew up collecting trucks. They grew up using trucks for work. They grew up learning how to work on trucks, changing the oils in those trucks, using those trucks to tow, using those trucks to make money, using those trucks for dates. I mean, you name it. They're just
everything you can do in a country song, I'd imagine.
right. So, you know, electric car just kind of sounds like telling, you know, our grandfather's dad about an iPhone. You get what I'm saying? So like I think that those guys is what he's saying, like that small group, those guys are buying those vehicles, they're wanting new vehicles, they're using them on an everyday basis, and they're still in love with those vehicles. And I think that's kind of where he's heading at, like as far as like they want the big engine, they want the Hemi, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So I don't think he's referring to like every city boy that's driving a truck, personally, kind of like me at the moment. But you know, there are a lot of farmers out there, and there's a lot of, you know, people that use those trucks, not just buy them because they're cool or them and their wife think it's a good idea. There's actually purposes for those trucks, you know?
Yeah. Well, and, you know, if he gets lucky, because you're right, there's a lot of, especially in living, you know, whether it's Chattanooga or the South, a lot of like wealthy people that kind of posture to be like farm boys too. So if he's lucky, you know, there's a wealthy one coming down off some mountain to buy that truck for him. But you're right. If not that, maybe, you know, somebody that's actually like long time truck owner and fan, you know, kind of working hand.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to point out is I'm wondering if Dave Ramsey will hit this question in the last, looks like 2 minutes of the video. Since he bought a truck that's for moving, and I don't know the particular like tow capacity or whatever, or if he has a trailer that someone's willing to lend to him or already has, but I mean, with a truck like that, you could use it to make money on the weekend. So I don't know what his work schedule is. I don't know, like, you know, all the specs in that particular truck off the top of my head. And I mean, you can make a lot of money moving big objects, you know what I mean, from point A to point B, whether that's in contract form or working under the table for some extra cash, you know, whatever.
But, that's what I was thinking for sure. Because I mean, even whether it's just house moving, you know, I'm always like try to pay people with pizza parties or something like that. But you know, you can actually make legit money.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if he's got the vehicle to do it, you know, and he's got the time, hopefully he works 40 hours a week. Hopefully he's not working 7 days a week, because that would be a real big crap show.
But also make that salary his look a lot less impressive.
Right. Exactly.
But well, we'll see what he suggests.
So the let's pretend that you could get 62 for it, okay? Which I'm going to guess and say it might take 4 or 5 months of poking around, learning about where to sell it, how to sell it, but that might be full boat retail on the thing. What'd you pay for it? Actual sticker at the time?
I think it was 68 or 69.
And it's a 21, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
How many miles?
It's currently got 8,200.
Have you torn it up?
No.
Okay. Do not run it through the brush. Treat it like it's a Mercedes, okay? Because you got to keep it in pristine condition and sell it like new. A like new 21 that it was stickered at 68. You might get 62. I might be right.
You're not going to fall off.
I'm impressed at how good I am at this. So I'm thinking you're going to do that, okay? But you're still 14, 15,000 bucks in the hole. You're 26 years old and you're broke. So you're still going to have to go down to the credit union and borrow 15,000 bucks and buy a $3,000 car or $2,000 car for cash, right? And you're going to have $15,000 debt. And the $15,000,
wait, pause
the amount of money you lose on this truck.
Okay, so I'm not disagreeing with his advice at all. That's honestly like a smart plan, and his numbers are probably somewhere out there, you know, correct, and probably not far from $3,000 off. But I've been watching Dave Ramsey for like 2 or 3 years, and every time he says that one little suggestion, go down to the bank and or buying cash this $2,000, $3,000 car. Do you know where that exists? Because I let me tell you, like, there is no $3,000 car out there on the market. I don't care. I hope Dave Ramsey hears this because I am tired of him saying this exact thing.
Being called out, Dave.
I mean, Michael, be honest with me. Where are you going to find a $3,000 car?
Yeah,
with an engine.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it does run, you're going to have to spend $3,000 in repairs, and who knows how expensive the repairs are. I'm going with like a limit, like that's minimum. You're going to be paying repairs up the wazoo. I mean, like,
yeah,
at least give that number like a $10,000 loan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, crap. Like, dude, $2,000 car. This is not 1990s or 2005. There is no $2,000 car that exists that runs. I'm sorry. Yeah. Or I would be a car investor if that was true.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I mean, Dave Ramsey probably hasn't had to buy a car like that in a while, so I think he'd be a bit removed.
Yeah, I hope he's exaggerating.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said a couple of them too, like one for the wife too. Like, I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no,
you're gonna have to carpool. You know, this. Yeah.
I was thinking like the Mitsubishi like dealership and go get you one of those brand new 2022s for like the $199 a month kind of thing. I mean, they make $105K a year. They can afford more than a $2,000 car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that like, you know, get a better car for your image or any of that. Like, I'm saying like that does not exist.
Yeah. Well, and even the whole get a loan, I mean, credit unions are a little better than a lot of places.
Yeah.
But that's still just like assuming like he's got credit enough to get it, you know, that they're not going to look at that truck.
Yeah.
I'd almost be like, you've been on the Dave Ramsey show. Your finances probably aren't that great. So I don't know. But
yeah.
But yeah, so you're right. He's either kind of like skipping through some potential hurdles or being a bit too optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm sure the guy's probably just going to be thankful and be like, I appreciate your time.
Yeah. I mean, great advice from Dave Ramsey. I'm not going against his advice, but he's got to stop the whole $2,000 car nonsense. I mean, give it at least 6,000. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take it home.
I want you to write it down. I want you to take a picture standing beside the truck, write it on the back of the picture, print the picture out, and keep it in your file. I used to do this stuff. I've done a lot of stupid things, and when I lose money on something, I call it stupid tax. And my young friend, you are about to pay some stupid tax because you were straight up stupid when you did this. And so you want to remember it so you never do it again.
Just, as far as advice, I'm like, oh yeah, there's definitely now 12 years older than this guy. I feel like there's moments in my life that I can point to.
Yeah.
Like, that may not have been the best decision. And sometimes there's 2 moments in my life where I can be like, oh, that was just this decision over again.
Right. Yeah.
So even if the $2,000, $3,000, dollar car may be off, any kind of like self accountability.
Yeah.
All for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's good advice. Like, go get the cheapest thing you can find. But at the same time, like, you don't make $105K a year to not have at least one somewhat reliable car. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it has to be a 2022. I'm not saying it has to be like even fairly new, but at least like a 2008, you know what I mean? 2005, something that is had some checks, have it run through like an auto body shop, somebody you trust, maybe a little warranty package or something, like, and get you a loan for 10K, 8K, or pay for it in cash if you have that opportunity. But the $2,000 car, man, I don't know. Yeah. That just doesn't sound realistic in my eyes. Someone's probably going to prove me wrong and be like, I'm selling my old Tacoma truck from 1950 for $1,500, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Still though, they're gonna be like, with 350,000 miles and like a Carfax report that would like make you have nightmares.
Yeah.
So
a 4-wheeler.
Yeah, it's really just a kid's tricycle, but boy, it can get you places. I mean, it's great.
Right.
Yeah. But well, that was enlightening just for that story. and again, Tennessean to Tennessean, but also for my first Dave Ramsey experience.
Yep.
So
we'll have to do more of him.
Yeah. I just don't want him to get any more close to home. This one wasn't, but I'm sure there's going to be some like, this hurts.
This
I
hurts.
know this feel.
Yeah, this hurts.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah. So keep it here. As John said at the top, like, subscribe, comments, especially if you've been in these kind of straits or what you would do. If the 2000 truck market near you isn't great. But yeah, let us know.
Alrighty.